I am Aligar Lingappa, Assistant Professor in Physics, Government Postgrad College, Siriguppa. Today's my chapter is diffraction of light. So now I will discuss about expression for intensity of light. A Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. So the expression of intensity of light in case of Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. Now you see the Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. Let S be the monochromatic source of light. The light from the monochromatic source, so-called diverging beam of light. The diverging beam of light is made to incident on a convex lens L1, where the source slit which is at the principal plane of the convex lens L1. So, because of that, the light emerging from the convex lens should be parallel beam of light. The parallel beam of light is nothing but a plane wavefront. So then further, the plane wavefront, say W of, is made to incident on the obstacle AB. So at the position of obstacle AB, the incident parallel B which undergoes diffraction, which gets diffracted. So further, the diffracted beam of light from the obstacle AB is made to incident on another convex lens L2. So then where the light which undergoes refraction, the refracted beam of light further is made to incident on the screen, where the screen which is placed at the principal plane of the convex lens L2. Say point C on the screen, which is the position of maximum intensity, brightest band or fringe. So what about the rays of light? They will meet at a point C. They are in phase. They are in the same phase. So because of that, at a point C, we will get brightest fringe, so-called a primary maximum. Let us consider another point P which is at a certain distance from the point C, where point P either a dark fringe or a bright fringe, either maxima or minima, which depend on the phase difference or path difference between the rays that will meet at point P. So like that, if we weave the diffraction pattern on the screen, so the diffraction pattern which consists of central brightest band or fringe is surrounded by the alternating secondary maxima and minima, so called. What about the diffraction pattern which obtained on the screen in case of Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit? Let a parallel beam of monochromatic light of wavelength lambda be incident normally upon a narrow slit of width AB is equal to D, where D is the width of the obstacle or say narrow slit. Let diffracted light be focused by a convex lens L on a screen placed in the focal plane of the lens L2. So then the diffraction pattern obtained on the screen consists of a central bright band having alternate dark and weak bright bands of decreasing intensity on both sides. In terms of wave theory, a plane wavefront is incident on the slit AB. According to the Huygens principle, each point in AB sends out secondary wavelets in all directions. So, according to Huygens principle, when a parallel beam of light is made to incident on the slit AB, every point in that slit AB, they produced secondary disturbances. So they are called secondary wavelets. They propagate in all the directions. So the rays proceeding in the same direction as the incident rays focused at C. While those are diffracted through an angle theta are focused at P. So then draw the line AN perpendicular to BN. Let theta be the angle BAN. Where BN that indicates the path difference between the two rays that will meet at a point P. So let us find out the resultant intensity at P. Let AN be the perpendicular to BN. As the optical path from the plane AN to P are equal, the path difference between the wavelets from A to B in the direction theta. So therefore path difference delta is equal to BN further, which is equal to AB sin theta, so which is equal to D sin theta. So where BAN is a right angle triangle, then sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So BN by AB, then further by cross multiplication BN is equal to AB sin theta, where BN that indicates the path difference. AB, so-called width of the slit, say D, so that delta is equal to D sin theta. The corresponding phase difference, which is given by pi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into D sin theta. We know that the relation between a phase difference and a path difference, phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference, so that phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into D sin theta. Let the width AB of the slit be divided into n equal parts. The amplitude of vibration at P due to the waves from each part will be is equal to A. The phase difference between the waves from any two consecutive parts is 1 by n into 2 pi by lambda D sin theta is equal to pi. Hence, the resultant amplitude at P is given by R is equal to A sin n pi by 2 into sin of pi by 2. So further, which is equal to A into sin. So where pi, which can be replaced by 1 by n, 2 pi by lambda into D sin theta, which is equal to A sin of pi D sin theta by lambda by sin of pi D sin theta by lambda. Let pi D sin theta by lambda is equal to alpha, then R is equal to A sin alpha by sin of alpha by n. If alpha by n is very very small, then sin alpha by n is approximately equal to alpha by n. Therefore, r is equal to a sin alpha by n, then r is equal to n a sin alpha by alpha. As n tends to infinity, a tends to 0, but the product remains finite. So let NA is equal to capital A. So then R is equal to A sin alpha by alpha. Then the resultant intensity at P, which is given by, so basically we know that a intensity is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. I is equal to 2 pi square f square a square rho v. That means the expression for intensity of the wave. Then intensity is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. Then that is I is proportional to r square. Therefore, I is proportional to r square, which is equal to a square sin alpha by alpha whole square. This is the expression for intensity at a point P. Note that point. So direction of minima. The intensity is minimum 0 when sin alpha by alpha is equal to 0. Sin alpha is equal to 0, but alpha is equal to 0 because for alpha is equal to 0, then sin alpha by alpha is equal to 1. So that alpha is equal to plus or minus m pi, where m which can take an integer. So m is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. But we know that alpha is equal to pi d sin theta by lambda. Then pi d sin theta by lambda, which is equal to plus or minus m pi, where pi get cancel each other. Then finally we will get d sin theta is equal to plus or minus m lambda. This equation gives the direction of first, second, third minima by putting m is equal to 1. If m is equal to 1, that indicates the direction of first minima. If m is equal to 2, that indicates the direction of second minima. If m is equal to 3, that indicates the direction of third minima. So the equation d sin theta is equal to plus or minus m lambda, which indicates the direction of minima. So then note this point. This is for note 2. That means that direction of maxima. To find the direction of maximum intensity, let us differentiating the intensity with respect to alpha and equate it. Then equate it to 0. Then the differentiation di by d alpha which is equal to 0, which is equal to a square, 2 sin alpha by alpha, then alpha cos alpha minus cos alpha by a square, which is equal to 0. So further, which can be done as alpha cos alpha minus cos alpha by alpha square is equal to 0. Alpha cos alpha minus cos alpha is equal to 0. Then alpha is equal to tan alpha. This equation is solved graphically by plotting y is equal to alpha and then y is equal to tan alpha. The first equation is a straight line passing through horizon, making an angle of 44 degrees. The second is a discontinuous curve having a number of branches. The point of intersection of the two curves gives the value of alpha. These values are approximately given by alpha is equal to 0, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, etc. Substituting these values of alpha, we can find, so I is proportional to a square, I naught is proportional to a square, I1 is proportional to a square by 22, I2 is proportional to a square by 61, etc. The intensity of first maximum is about 4.96% of the central maximum. So from this, we say that the intensity of first maximum is about 4.96% of central maximum. The principal maxima occurs at alpha is equal to pi d sin theta by lambda or theta is equal to 0. That means the principal and maximum occurs at the same direction of light, where theta is equal to 0. If theta is equal to 0, that indicates which is in the same direction of the incident light. So called the principal maximum occurs at the same direction of light. So in this class we discussed about Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit, then the expression for intensity, then the direction of first, second, third and nth maxima and minima, then the intensity of minima, intensity of the central maxima and intensity of the secondary maxima and so on. Thank you.